Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Machine Robo Mugenbine review for you today. Today we have Victory Leo. Was another one that I was requested to do. This is the Mugenroid that comes with Victory Leon. He's kind of an orange-ish red, and he's got this awesome clear, well not really clear, but kind of translucent blue plastic, which I really like. And you can see he's got the V on the side of his head for Victory Leo. I really like this translucent blue plastic. I think it's really cool. It comes with all these pieces seen here. You have two kind of front leg pieces, two kind of back leg pieces, these two like car side pieces, then you have a big robot head, kind of a cab piece. And then you have these two kind of ramp pieces. And you have this, what I think kind of looks like a dinosaur face from this side, but you'll see it's a lion face when you flip that out. So he has three modes. He has a car and little base mode, he has a giant lion mode, and he has a giant robot mode. So first I'm going to go ahead and show you the giant lion mode. You're going to start by taking the Mugenroid and folding his head down. Mine's a little tight. Then you're going to fold the two arms in. Then you're going to take his legs and fold them at the knees. So right there. So you can see it's folded at the knees here. And then you're going to start by putting the legs up and the arms in the front. What you're going to do is take these two front leg pieces, and with this this piece swivels, as you can see, which will be used later on. You're going to put that out to the side, and then you're going to peg this peg here into this peg hole here. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other one on the other side. So there you go, and you have that. You're going to take this piece, which looks like the canopy, and that's got four peg holes on the outermost sides. They're going to peg into these four pegs right here. So you hear that snap. It's getting kind of heavy. You're going to take these two side pieces. They look like a car side. Now if you see right here, this has a peg that can flip out. I'll show you that again. It can flip down, flip out. So you're going to use that to peg into this hole here. So there you go. Those peg together like that. Then you're going to turn it upside down like this. And these four pegs, you can see all four, are going to peg into these four peg holes here. Snap. Then you're going to take these two big back pieces that I talked about earlier, and you can see there is a peg right here. You're going to peg that into this front peg hole. And do the same with the other side. And you're going to want to do this with the silver parts facing in, because the silver parts are really more... Oops, I think I did that. See, sorry. It should be... No, that's right. The legs are uneven. These must be too high up. Maybe I'm confused. I gotta have the legs on right. Okay, sorry about that. Haha, I have realized my mistake. When you're attaching the cab section, I was putting it on with the cab part facing down. That is incorrect. You want to do it with the cab part facing up, and then attach it to the same four pegs as I mentioned. And then when you take this part, instead of turning it upside down, you want it to be right side up, and then peg it in. So you'll have the cab part up, the cab part of this up, and now when you go to peg these in with the silver parts facing inward, he sits flat. Hooray! Okay, sorry about that. It's been a while since I've taken a look at this. Sometimes I forget. So this has this little hinge. You can pop out the lion head. The mouth opens. Rawr. These 4 pegs, these 4 holes clip onto these 4 pegs here on the arms. There we go. Now you take this part, which is the head, and you just turn it like this. These 2 pegs on the legs of the Mugenbine flip down, and then they peg into these 2 holes, the top set of holes, so that this is kind of flush. Then you take these 2 big ramp pieces. I'm going to turn them to the front so you can see better. This side. Okay. You're going to do it with the white part facing up, and these 2 holes here are going to peg into these 2 pegs on the legs of the Mugenbine. There you go. Come around here. Not this peg, these 2 peg, or these 2 holes here, not the first hole, these 2 holes. And there you have it. Victory Leo's Giant Lion Mode. I think it's totally cool. It's bigger than, say, like Fang Wolf or Air Leon. They're much bigger, and I just think it's really cool. You could even have like a car or a plane set up here, almost like a little landing spot. So it's definitely a gigantic lion mode, which I think is totally awesome. I love his giant face. I love that the mouth opens and closes. And I like his giant wings. Give you a full 360 here. I mean, you can kind of move the back legs up and down. That's pretty much the extent of the articulation. These don't really move. I mean, these move, but they don't really do anything. So it's pretty much just the back legs and the mouth opens and closes. But still really awesome nonetheless. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take him apart, and then I'm going to show you the car in the base mode. Alright, so as you can see, I have disassembled him completely. What you're going to do is you're going to take the Mugenbine and put him in the kind of standard laying down configuration where you just fold his head in, fold the arms up, and there you go. You're going to take the canopy piece right here, and if you turn it underneath, you can see these 2 holes are actually peg holes, whereas these 2 squares are just kind of indentations. So these, on the legs here, you see that there's 4 pegs. These 2 are going to go in those indentations. They're not going to snap in, only the front 2 are going to snap in. And I think that's so it's easier to disassemble it later. But you'll see it'll just snap in, and those other 2 will just sit in those indentations perfectly. Then you're going to take this apart, fold that peg back down, and then you're going to put this, there's 1, 2, 3 pegs, 1, 2, 3 holes. So just snap that in. Do the same on the other side. And then you're going to take this part that was the big robot head, and you're going to fold you can fold the middle section around so that you hide the robot head. And then you fold these kind of little guns down, and then it's going to peg into these 2 back holes here, into the back set of holes on that. So there you go. Now you kind of have a little car chaser. I really like it. It's very tiny, but it's also really fun. I kind of like the design of it. It's just a little fun little car. Now, what you're going to do with all the rest of these pieces is you're going to take the 2 ramp modes, or 2 ramp pieces, I should say. Hold on. This gets me every time. Okay. The part with these 2 things can swivel down, but you want to make sure that they're swiveled up. And then it's just going to be these 2 pegs, 1 here, 1 here, and then they just snap together. So you just have this ramp. Now you're going to take these 2 big leg pieces with the silver parts facing out, and if you see 1, 2, 3 peg holes, 3 pegs. And again, you want to make sure the silver part is on the outside, and you're going to do that for both sides. There you go. Now you're going to have the front legs of the lion, and what you're going to want to do is the silver part here should be facing up, and this part has to be inside. Make sure it's not on the outside, it has to be on the inside. And then you're just going to, this peg is going to go right here, so the 2 paws are going to touch each other, and then it'll all just snap on. Do the same with the other side. Now you're going to take the lion mode, or lion head rather, fold that in, close the door, then you have the little dinosaur face. These 2 pegs right here are going to go into these 2 holes, and then the same with the other side. Snaps in, and then you kind of have like a little base mode, so the car can roll around, you can drive up. You just have to make sure that these guns are all the way down, otherwise it'll get caught because there's very little amount of clearance. There you go, he's kind of in his base mode. He can come out. Like I said, they get caught, but it's very little clearance. But then he can come out, drive around, and kind of just go back in his little base. I think it's cool. I think the little car is a very cool. The car is a very cool mode, and I think it was a clever idea to make a little base with the rest of the pieces that are left over. I just think it looks really cool. I like the little ramp, especially if you have something like Mugen Fire or Mugen Police, where they also have base modes. To put them all together, you can kind of almost start to make like a little bit of a city, which is really cool. So I think this mode is really awesome. But he's still got one more mode, which is the giant robot mode. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble him one more time and show you that mode. Okay, so once again I have disassembled him. You're going to take the Mugenroid, and again you're going to fold the head in, you're going to fold the arms in, and then you're going to want to make sure that these 2 pegs on the bottom of the feet are pointing down. You're going to take the 2 large feet. If you look down here on the bottom, there's a little place to fold out heels. So you're going to fold them out 180. And now you want to make sure the silver part is on the outside. And then if you see here, there's a little hole. So you're going to plug one on that foot, and you're going to plug one on the other foot. And then you're going to fold these paws up to kind of make like little shins, little shin guards. Let me go ahead and move the camera up a little bit. Ooh. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take these 2 pieces, which were the front legs, and again, silver part facing forward, and you should also see that the gray and blue, because you can kind of see the robot fist molded here. And you want to go ahead and plug this peg hole here on the arm. Same with the other side. And you can kind of see that that's going to be his, top of his arms and his midsection. Again, you're going to take the robot head, or the lion head, fold it out this time. Now, if you look here on the arms, you're going to want to fold these top set of pegs up, and then just these 2 pegs are going to peg on here, and that'll put the lion head on the front. You're going to come around to the back. You're going to take the canopy again, and you're going to plug it onto the back, the outermost 4 holes into these pegs. This time you do want the cab facing down as opposed to the lion mode when you wanted it facing up. And you're going to come around to the front. You're going to take that robot head and you're going to slide it around so you can see it again, and then you're going to take the guns and point them straight up so it looks like this. And now these 2 front holes will peg into these holes in the. Now if you look, there's 2 on the lion head, not those 2. The 2 that you folded up on the arms. You want the front set of holes to peg into the back set of pegs. So you can see that these pegs are still here. You do not want to peg onto them. It should fit almost perfectly in the little indentation that's left when you plug it in there. It's a perfect little rectangle for it. Now you're going to come around to the back, and you have these two ramp pieces. You're finally going to use these pieces that fold out. And again, when you're done, you're going to want the white part facing forward. So you're going to take these two. What I find is easier, you're going to use these 4 pegs. I like to peg it in going straight, because if you try to do it like this, well, I mean, I guess you can, but it makes it harder because this piece wants to move around, as you can see, while you're pegging it in. So what I usually do is have it facing straight so you can get some kind of leverage. Plug it in, and then you can turn it. It's still kind of hard. I don't know what it is about these pegs, but they're a little flimsy, I guess. So it's hard to get them to go in. There you go. And then I kind of turn it like that. So if I pull up a little bit more, then what you can do is now the articulation you're going to get is these. This is the arms. They can move. That's pretty much the only articulation. I mean, you can spread the legs apart a little bit, but that's pretty much it. You're going to take these last 2 pieces that were the car sides, and you're going to just peg them in facing each other so it makes a long stick. And then you can go ahead and peg it into either one of the hands. Just this peg into this hole. And it really just kind of makes like a long or large walking stick, because he can't really do much with it as far as to wield it. It's just kind of plugged into the bottom of his hand. But I think the robot mode still looks great. I'm going to go ahead and take this out and just put it off to the side for now so I can better show you this. And like I said, the arms move pretty much 180 degrees. But I really think this guy looks cool. I love the colors. I love the big wings on the back, and I love the head sculpt. So I think each one of this guy's 3 modes are pretty outstanding. I'm turning them all around. There we go. I really like the car and base mode. I really like the giant robot, and I really like the giant lion mode. So if you have the means of picking this guy up, probably on eBay is about the only place you're going to find him nowadays, because it's an older line. But if you have the ability to get one, I would suggest picking it up, especially if you're already a fan of the line, because I think he's one of the best ones that's out there. He's got 3 great modes. The Mugenbine is awesome with the translucent blue plastic. I think there's no part of this guy to complain about. So if you really like the Mugenbine line, I would definitely suggest picking this guy up. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this review of Victory Leo from the Machine Robo Mugenbine line. Thanks for watching.